As máquinas que, ao invés de matar árvores para abrir espaço para construções, retiram as plantas sem nenhum dano, preservando e mantendo a floresta em pé.
Trees are necessary for many things. They're necessary for cooling the earth, they're necessary for oxygen, they're necessary for shade. Without trees, we'd all be living in a desert. We believe that there's a real necessity for saving the environment in Brazil. With the amount of construction, the amount of new buildings being built here, apartments, schools, factories, it would be nice to save the trees that were on those sites prior to building and replanting some of the nicer trees on those sites after the site is developed. We were farmers working in a small community. We never thought that many years later we would be selling these machines and selling trees around the world. So we're very happy that it's been successful for us. We have a passion for this industry. We have a passion for saving the environment, for saving the trees and beautifying the cities. Those are the key things that we feel are important in our business. The product line that we manufacture has also increased. In the beginning, I think we manufactured 5 different models of machines. Those models satisfied our needs at that time. As business was growing, we found that the needs of many nurseries around the country, as well as other countries, were different than our needs. The types of trees they were digging were different. The types of soils they were digging were different. So we started manufacturing many types of tree spades, both straight blade and curved blade, to satisfy the needs of people in many different countries. The first machine necessary for most nurseries growing trees is a machine that we call a planting machine. This machine is used to plant bare root trees in large numbers at a very quick speed. These machines can plant up to 8,000 trees a day. These trees could be used for vineyards, they could be used for nursery, orange groves, or different types of fruit trees that are in Brazil as well as other countries. The other type of planting would be in nursery conditions where you mass plant trees on large farms, and those trees would be dug at a younger age and sold in larger quantities. They can be put in wire baskets and loaded on trailers and transplanted at a different site, loading as many as 100 trees on a trailer.
Você deve estar curioso para conhecer como funciona na prática o funcionamento dessas máquinas. A Dutchman Planter foi uma máquina projetada para plantar 8.000 árvores por dia. Com a capacidade de transportar 400 árvores ramificadas em suas plataformas laterais. O plantador de mudas tem a capacidade de transportar até 100 potes nas caixas de plantas. Também é equipado com uma barra frontal de rotação que permite uma mudança na profundidade do sapato arado, mantendo os componentes de enchimento e embalagem da mesma forma que se movem sobre os graus. As lâminas de aterramento e as rodas de embalagem também podem ser ajustadas à plantação utilizando qualquer tamanho da sapata arado.
For people that want to start in the nursery business, the first thing they need to do is plant trees. Once they plant the trees, they prune those trees, grow those trees for 2 years to 5 years, or it could be as long as 10 years. At that point, they will use a variety of different sized tree spades to transplant those trees and deliver them to job sites or just transplant them on site. The rule of thumb in North America is approximately 10 inches of soil is necessary for every 1 inch of caliper, so it's a 10 to 1 ratio. In South America, I think that ratio is quite a bit different than it is in North America because the climate is warmer here, the root systems are probably more condensed. The palm trees have a very dense root system that do not require a very large diameter root mass. The type of people that would use our machines would not only be nurseries, but would also be development companies or construction companies. The tree spades can be used for transplanting trees from the nursery, but they can also be used for transplanting trees from job sites. So prior to developing a site and destroying the trees that are on that site, it's possible now to transplant those trees to a different location, develop the site, and then replant the trees if necessary. I would say one of the first countries that we sold machines to outside of North America was Russia. They felt the need. They felt the need for landscaping. Prior to the Russians using our machines, they were digging trees by hand and planting very small trees on site. And many of these trees were poplars or trees that did not have much use. They were very small, so there was no designs involved as far as landscape designs. So using the tree spades, they were able to dig trees from the forest where they had many beautiful trees, bring them to the city, and plant these beautiful trees around new buildings that were being built. So therefore, they're beautifying the landscapes that are around the buildings in the city. Our goal at Dutchman Industries is to work with the government to make it possible to bring our technology to Brazil to help companies in Brazil move trees and beautify the landscapes in the cities. We're going to start with a distribution center in Manaus. All the machines initially for the first year will come from Manaus and only Manaus. Our goal in the future is to sell to the many different cities as well as the other South American countries. The distribution will still come from Manaus, but we will set up distribution centers in different cities and different countries. It'll be a very interesting project, and I think it'll be a very successful project. And I think it'll be very good for the people. It will create a lot of jobs, and it'll create a cleaner environment in the cities.